What's up, everybody? Just quickly, I'm going to start these little $5 lessons. Not little, they're actually going to be pretty decent lessons for $5 up on the website. And here's it's an exercise you can do at home. Now, what this exercise does, it teaches you to respect and humble yourself to the beat. All right, especially if you play R&B or even jazz, but we're not going to do the jazz version of it. This is the way I've practiced groove playing throughout my life, right? You don't need a band. You don't need a rhythm section. All you need is a click. Really don't even need a click, but for our purposes today, I'm going to use a click. So what I tend to do a lot before when I warm up or even practice, and when I practice, is that I'll take a metronome and I'll practice grooving with as few notes as possible, right? Rhythmicizing them and making sure that I'm in the pocket. Here's why. If I start pocketing, or if I'm pocketing just with a click, I don't need a whole bunch of instruments. I don't need a whole bunch of people to come in and play on top of me or play, put sentences to put exclamation points or periods to my sentences, because the sentences just, that's my responsibility. And if I'm pocketing, then a mature player, who has humbled himself or herself to the power of the groove will say, okay, look, Walter knows what he's doing. Let me just support him. That's what should happen. And a lot of times that's what doesn't happen, but it still doesn't mean you're not responsible for your groove. So here's an example of what I do. Excuse me if I don't pocket. Now see what I'm doing? I'm like a bassist or a drummer. I want to go down deep into the pocket and find a place that we all can feel. You know what I mean? So there's a special place in that pocket. You don't push too hard. You just find it and just sit right there in it. So whatever you play afterwards should be in that pocket as well. So any movement inside or outside of the pocket really makes no sense while you're establishing the pocket. Let's try it again. I'm sorry. Feel it? So once I establish the pocket, whatever I play after that, it's going to pocket. Now, I don't need anybody to go, wow, or bam, bam. I don't need all that, right? Because it's in there. Boom, I'm there. So, especially for you younger players who just, not necessary. What is necessary, the foundation of all this, is being able to pocket. That's what Grover does so well. That's what Ronnie does so well. And rest of soul, David Sanborn did the same thing, but in a different kind of way. He was also a pocket player. And one could argue that Michael Brecker could also pocket extremely well, right? Great vocabulary, but when it came to pocketing, listen to that's pocket all day. The Cameo record, just like Candy, I think that's what it was. Maceo, all day. Learn how to pocket, because if you learn how to pocket, then you don't need a whole bunch of people who can pocket, right? Because you're going to find out that if you can pocket and they can't, you need to get rid of them. You need to find somebody who can pocket as well or better than you. And when you find that, you're on your way.